Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I update daily, and I'd really appreciate it. If you like this watch, you can purchase it on thewatchbox.com. Buy, trade, and sell luxury watches on thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing the Blancpain 50 Fathoms Bathyscaphe in black ceramic, a handsome 43 millimeters in diameter. It sits on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist quite easily. It's a relatively slimmed down and somewhat stripped down style. Not stripped down in content, but less flamboyant than the bigger reference 5015. This is the reference 5000, debuted at Baselworld 2013, and it's less of a glam rocker and more of a grunge rocker. That's the best way to describe it. Less flamboyant, but just as beautifully made as its bigger brethren. It's slim in profile compared to the 5015 at only 13.9 millimeters thick. From lug to lug, it's a manageable 49.6 millimeters, and I always say for a smaller male wrist, 14 to 16.5 centimeters circumference, you want a lug-to-lug measurement of 50 millimeters or fewer, and this definitely achieves that. Broad spacing of a 23 millimeter lug-to-lug lateral measurement means you can pick any 23 millimeter strap and you'll have a bevy of options, aftermarket and OEM, to accessorize this watch. The timepiece is light on the wrist. Being entirely black ceramic, it is both extraordinarily scratch resistant and significantly lighter than steel. Think titanium and you've got the right idea. The sailcloth strap remains a highlight of the entire 50 Fathoms collection. Tough, versatile, ready for the water, and of course blessed with a rubber underlay. It has none of the coarse texture against the skin that a sailcloth textile normally would, so you get the durability and you get the comfort both. You can see that the watch features a large and easily adjustable pin buckle. This, in matching ceramic, Blancpain does not short you a full ceramic watch. It's not some sort of steel or titanium DLC piece. It won't scratch either. It's nicely faceted and beautifully satin finished. Speaking of satin finish, you can see that the case itself is subdued. It has the same handsome faceting and identical dimensions to the metallic Bathyscaphe, but you'll note all in satin finish. It doesn't have a glare or, one might say, flamboyant reflectivity to it. It's designed to be subdued. It's stark, but it's not a gleaming, glossy gem of a case that you might expect from some of the more highly finished and highly polished 5015s. This one's designed to fly a little bit under the radar, stealth fighter style. And it does have the aesthetic of a stealth fighter. As you can see, minimalist. It doesn't have the sapphire capped bezel of the 5015. Instead, what you have is the liquid metal technology that's been ported over from Omega. So what you see that looks like metal inside the ceramic inlay, that is in fact metal. It's a amorphous liquid-like metallic structure, so it will never physically separate from the ceramic. So you get both durability and longevity thanks to the liquid metal inlays and the ceramic structure itself. There is a luminescent pearl, and you can turn the bezel and align it with hour or minute hands depending on the duration of the interval you plan to time. I always found that a dive bezel, lining up the minute hand of a dive watch with the pearl of the bezel, it gives you the best 60-second or 60-minute or 12-hour chronograph you could ever desire. Easy to read, I prefer it to a mechanical chronograph. Vintage 70s inspired baton-style hands with a small needle extension, minimal dial with white gold applique, and there is robust luminescence. It's not quite as explosive as the 5015. The dial base is subdued and matte finished for high contrast. You know, there's a small splash of color on the lollipop style seconds hand and its needle extension. There is a discrete date window at 4:30, and yes, there is a quick set for the date. There's also a hacking seconds function, so you can stop the time and synchronize the watch. The crown is oversized in vintage fashion, and because the Bathyscaphe of dial and of case is designed to be a little bit more minimalist and more self-consciously retro, it has no crowns, or crown guards I should say, which makes it easier to handle the crown. Everything from gripping it to turning it, manipulating it is easy in the absence of the crown guards, and frankly, you'll never need crown guards. If you shear off a crown, you're going to be missing a hand. You'll have bigger issues than your watch. Of course, the movement is visible underneath the case back. This is caliber 1315, automatic winding, exclusive to Blancpain, made by Blancpain's movement manufacturer, Frederic Piguet. 3 mainspring barrels and a 5-day power reserve. It beats away at 8 beats per second or 28,800 vibrations per hour, and pivots on an extraordinary 35 joules. Your standard automatic is going to be about 21 to 23, so richly appointed, hacking seconds and the quickset, plus a free-sprung balance for toughness and a silicone hairspring for magnetic resistance. The screw-down crown and screwed-in case back endow the watch with 300-meter water resistance, so this is truly an all-weather, all-occasion timepiece, and being considerably slimmer by about a millimeter than its bigger brother, you're going to find that it easily slips underneath the cuff when the time comes to disappear, not below the waves, but below a jacket sleeve. This is a timepiece that's versatile, handsome, and wearable on a smaller wrist than the standard 50 Fathoms. You even get to see, for once, the beautifully finished movement for which you've paid. And I should mention, not only is this movement tough, not only is it adjusted in a chronometer like, or I should say chronometer beating 6 positions. Chronometer is normally 5 positions of adjustment. But if you look at the screw heads, if you look at their slots, if you look at the beveled edges of the bridges, you're going to find that it's actually better finished than something like an Audemars Piguet 3120, like you'll see in a Royal Oak offshore diver. Those are nice. This is better. You can see and you can purchase this better Blancpain, the Bathyscaphe 50 Fathoms in ceramic, on our website. And I'm back with the Blancpain 50 Fathoms Bathyscaphe, reference 5000, in satin finished ceramic, black by day, green by night. See it on the watch box.